Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Road. I'm just going to do a really relaxed video today at my friend Budi, his request. He's brought all sorts of interesting guns, I've brought some interesting guns, and we're basically just going to shoot them all at 5 meters and sort of give an Insta reaction. And we do have some very interesting ones for you. In date order, we have a Mauser C96, an FN 1900, an FN 1903, specifically the Husqvarna M07, a Swiss Parabellum, model 1900/06, made in Thun. Misnomer, collector misnomer. It is often referred to as an 06/24, which is always an interesting one for a gun that was first produced in 1918. But anyway, this one?
That's a Steyr-Hahn 07.
Okay, so 07. FN 1910.
Steyr 1912.
Yep. FN 1910/22. And a Valmet made Lahti L35 finish one. So we got a real mixture of late 19th century up to, okay, there's one just pre-World War II, but I mean up to here we're World War I and earlier. A mixture of loading styles because we've got 3 here that are charger loaded.
Yes.
Which is unusual. Ammo wise, 763 Mauser, 765 Browning, aka 32 ACP, 9mm Browning long, 7.65 Para, aka 30 Luger.
That's 8mm Steyr.
8mm Steyr, another 32 ACP,
9mm
Steyr, 32 ACP, 9mm Para. So I think, yeah, what we're basically going to do is we're just going to chill out, film each other and do some shooting. I hope it'll be at least vaguely interesting. Okay, so we're going to do these in age order, from oldest to youngest, and shooting also. So we're just going to start with a half charger.
You see, I aimed at the 7.
Wow, and it's that high?
Yeah.
Have you shot this at 50 meters?
Nope.
I bet it's still high.
I bet you. But you see, it's on 50.
It shouldn't be that much difference.
Yeah. But I knew before I need to aim low, but I didn't know that I have to aim that low.
Okay, so aiming down here and they're going up here. Good enough for government work. Now, I have shot one of these before. It was quite a long time ago though. And one thing I do remember is that if you take a modern hold up here, it bites you. So you've got to hold it really like a broom handle. And I'm going to shoot one-handed with all of this because these are all guns from the one-handed era. So I'm going to aim at the 6. Whoa. There.
The trigger is actually not that bad.
It's not that bad, but the length of pull to it is really short.
Yeah.
This is a really horrible grip. I mean, this is the era when they were trying to work out what a pistol should look like, and to be able to pull that trigger straight back, I'm actually having to pull it there.
The grip is horrible. Even the angle of the grip is horrible too.
Everything
Nothing
about
really
this,
fits.
Everything about. I mean, it's so early that you can appreciate that They didn't know what they were doing, but it's yeah, as a pistol, not so good. Well, for a first attempt, that's actually kind of tolerable. My first shot is the one in the middle. I saw it. I was aiming there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've wrecked the target already. Right, next up, model 1900, which is the first, well, aside from the 1899, it's the first proper slide actuated pistol, John Browning's genius. Issued as a service pistol, but it's really a pocket pistol. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that was number. The third shot was the 8. I knew I pulled it.
But for a little thing like that, that is an impressive performance.
Actually, with a little bit of practice, you will get him into the 10 ring, no problem.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Well, I'm going to try it one-handed now, so I'm definitely not going to get them all in the 10 ring.
All right, let's see it.
My pinky does kind of fall off the bottom of this a little. And again, really tiny distance to the trigger. Look how much finger I'm putting on this. There are people in the comments who are saying you must pull the trigger with the pad of the first finger, have clearly not shot guns with really short lengths of pulling.
It's impossible.
It's absolutely impossible to do it because you have to contort your finger and then you end up pushing it off.
I put in my finger quite a lot.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds...
The only thing that matters is that you pull the trigger straight back. It doesn't matter what part of the finger you use. Ideally, it should be that if the gun and your hand are configured thusly. Anyway, I'll shut up now. That's a heavy trigger.
Yeah, it's absolutely impossible to shoot with your front part of the finger.
Not with that. It is so short. It's so short.
Yeah. And the grip is way too small for any of that.
It's a pocket pistol, let's be honest. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as you say, I reckon if you practiced with that, you could be quite good with it. I have good confidence that that is inherently accurate piece.
I mean, that shows again, the pistol is always way more accurate than the shooter itself. So everybody who says like, oh, whatever, it's not a precise pistol, nah. It's the shooter, there is the problem.
Right, next up, looks like a modern pistol, really isn't.
So, I know already this has a horrible trigger.
They all do, mine does too. So FN903, aka Swedish Model 07. Horrible grip safety, horrible trigger. How did that feel?
Actually, not too bad.
Well,
actually, no, I was prepared for a horrible trigger, but actually it's not that bad. So, as long as you don't try to do the, how should I call it, the sport shooting kind of stuff with the front of your finger, you need to go in all the way. There's no other way.
I mean, heavy triggers and poor ergonomics will do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, at least all on the target, right?
Yeah, to be honest, that's not bad with one of them.
Yeah, Yeah, let's face it. I mean, with practice, you will be a little bit better. You know? But still, it's not a 210, right? The 210, you shoot out the 10 rate, but with that,
the look on your face, if you shot that with a 210, you would have been so pissed off.
Oh yeah, it would be totally. I mean, it would be unacceptable to shoot like this with a 210, with the SIG 210. So, yeah, but we're talking about a 1903, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is that the Swedes actually brought these horribly obsolete things out of store in, I believe it was the 80s, due to the more modern pistols, specifically their Lahti's breaking. Can you imagine being issued something quite this terrible in the 80s?
I mean, if you compare it to the Lahti, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Swedish version, not the L35 with problems breaking and stuff like that. Yeah.
But this has a horrible backstrap grip safety, which means you have to over grip it. I hate it. Right, aim at the middle. Whoa! That went into 10. So did that.
2 10s and a 9.
Oh, that's out in the 8. Yours has a lighter trigger than mine.
I remembered it worse, so it's actually not. There it's worse than that, but.
Actually, that's alright for what it is.
Yeah, the 2 first shots were the 10, and then you had the 9 and the 8, and the 9 on the end.
Yeah. So, it's in 9mm Browning long, which is a semi-rimmed cartridge. We've got, those were the first 2 shots, then that, I think.
Yeah, the 9 on the bottom was the last one.
I'm surprised how well that went, because every time I've shot mine so far, it's just been an absolute nightmare and a disaster. But, yeah, it's fun anyway. Right, should we move up to something half decent?
Yeah, definitely something more than half decent. So we're going to the Parabellum. I actually used this pistol till about last year for my sport shooting, and I actually had pretty good success. So I don't know why exactly, but you know, I just recently switched to the P210. So
I thought the one you were using was a 29.
yeah, a 29, but I mean a Parabellum.
Yeah.
Not that big a difference. Actually, this one has a little bit different sights on it. It has this one has the triangular one.
Yeah, barleycorn.
Yeah,
barleycorn. The 29 has
the 29 has a more flat and a wider front sight, which actually suits me way better because I'm closer to my face to shoot. So this way I'm in a better balance than when I'm.
Yeah, and you've got the little leather strappy thong to help pull it out the holster. And this is hand-loaded ammo, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Another click. It's not striking properly.
Yeah.
Do you want to chuck another 2 in there to make 5?
Yeah.
Hey! But that is an incredible group, Budi.
So, yeah, that's the difference in between a good trigger, good economics, to poor trigger, hard trigger. So, yeah. And I'm not even using my shooting glasses, so you have really problems to see the front sight very clearly. So, but maybe that's a good thing, as you can see well. You can shoot a good group without the shooting glasses.
Okay, because of the light strikes, I've loaded 7 of the 8. Hey, and then it fails to go into battery on the last shot. So I got 5 out, but now we shall unload it. You see that that's not in battery, that's in battery. But that is clear.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't use that pistol in ages.
Yeah.
So I just took it out of the safe and...
Well, actually, I'm rather happy with that. Can I just... I have one of these as well.
Well...
Whoa! Ha-ha! 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One-handed. Aiming there, roughly.
Yeah, I was aiming too high. I always aimed into the middle. I forgot. All
sighted
these service
50.
pistols, always you aim about at the 9.
Well, they're sighted for Schwarz-Sechs at 50
Yeah,
on the black dot target.
yeah.
So you'd be aiming at 50. You'd be aiming about there, roughly. Mm-hmm. And at 25, take off the drop, which isn't very much. But then you end up having to aim about there.
Almost, it's the same with the P210
Yeah.
and the Parabellum. I forgot about that, but you never have to aim right in the middle.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, this might be not the safest way to load the Steyr, but I do not have a stripper clip for this one, and the last one I've seen on an auction went for about $325. So
Just the clip.
just the clip.
Okay.
So, and I mean, Swiss francs and dollars are almost the same. So about $325, and well, I may have to build my own one at one point. So it's not that difficult, but it's not that easy either. So the way I do it is I just hold it back here.
It's like the Mauser.
Because if you just push it in, you know,
Yeah, it's actually the stripper clip that holds the bolt open. And that is that single stack or double stack, Mag?
a single stack.
Single.
So, and then just let it go.
And don't get the web of your hand caught in it.
Yeah. And again, horrible trigger. And I forgot where to aim with this one. Didn't shoot it in ages, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's this sort of 1.5 action trigger.
I have to pull with my other finger. I mean, that will look horrible, but...
One more.
Let me try this with... Yeah, it's not possible. Plus, one of the hot brass
Ooh.
burned me all the time in the back of my neck.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Right.
So for me, it's just... I just don't have that much strength in my right hand. Back from my accident, it's just the way it is. So I was not able to pull the trigger all the way. That's why I used my other middle or my other finger to pull back.
Well, you have, however, done good work on the target. That's amazing. 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Actually, I'm straight in the middle. So for you,
Yeah.
I think that's the right height. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so let's try not to hurt myself here. Wait. 1, 2.
Well, it adds another element to it, doesn't it?
It certainly adds another element of challenge to the whole procedure. 3. 4. 5. Yeah, I got myself.
You pinched yourself?
Yeah. That'll give me a nice blood blister when it comes up. Okay.
Well.
Okay.
Quite a challenge, isn't it?
Now, remember the marksmanship principles here? Sight picture, press.
Yeah.
And press, and press,
yeah.
and press, and at some point it'll go bang.
And it's all the way in the back, so you have to overcome quite a bit of...
Well, there is that click, there is that notch.
Yeah. And after that, I mean, you can go all the way to the click with no problems. And, I mean, it's very noticeable. You can...
There's the click.
Yeah, you can hear and feel it very well. But I can tell it's even hard for you because you're shaking pretty good from pulling.
It's heavy. I mean, the notch, when you come onto the notch, the trigger force drops, which helps you stay on the notch, but then you actually need... You're a long way back.
Yeah.
I'm going to put more finger on it. Oh, okay, there's the click. There we go, that went left. Oh. And I have a lesion on a tendon in my shoulder.
That doesn't help.
How they trained conscript cavalrymen to do this with any competence?
I have no clue. I mean...
Oh, way right.
And how effective can you fight with this thing? I mean, for me, it's not imaginable. Except you have a mass of people running towards you. Then maybe, yeah.
It's just it's clearly a nice idea on paper. In reality, did I get them all on? 1, 2. Yes, I got them all on at least. I mean, that's not as bad as it felt. I think that one was my last one because I saw the front sight go bloop. But I was expecting it to be like off there somewhere. That's a very large, heavy pistol with a very nasty trigger pull and trigger system for a not very big cartridge.
Yeah. I mean, now if you have the choice at the time already, this or this, I mean...
It's no question.
I mean, there's no question.
There's no question.
And I bet the Steyr-07 is a really complicated
well, they both
mechanism, and it took a lot of machining to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the Parabellum was, in comparison, easier to make.
Possibly. It's a much better pistol.
Yeah. And the production cost I don't know at all, so that's... Yeah. We're just here to shoot them, not to question them.
Right, next up, the smallest one. Okay, now up to the type of pistol that started World War I. Although this one's in 32, not 380. Now, without your shooting glasses, are you going to be able to see the non-sights on this? It has very, very tiny little vestigial sights, which if you can see clearly, they're actually fine, they're just very, very tiny.
I mean, why even put sights on? Look over the barrel. I mean, and here obviously the grip way too short. I mean, I don't have big hands.
This is a pocket pistol, but they were issued by the Belgian military and as police pistols.
All right. Whoa.
Well, they do have a nasty Browning type grip safety.
It actually takes quite some force to push it in.
You really have to overgrip them.
Yeah. And such a small grip, so it's very difficult
Yep.
then to have your finger nice and easy on the trigger.
That, however, you have done excellent work with. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad for a tiny little pocket pistol.
Yeah, it's not too horrible. Yeah.
Okay, and the grips have come loose on this, as they do on all of these, on the 1903 as well. Okay, here we are. Get my alignment. They do point very well. Very, very well.
Well.
1, 2, 3, 4. No. Huh.
That's the first time you missed a target.
Yeah.
And you shot 5, right?
Yeah. Sucking is always an option.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in the frame either, so.
No. Well, it could be that. But
tendency is you pull more to the left than to the right.
Yeah,
right?
I tend to pull to the right with these.
Because when I pull my shots, they're always to the left. But
Okay.
yeah.
We have different trigger control issues then.
All right, but I mean, with such a small barrel length, horrible sights, but
having
you
to
still can be
overgrip
on
it.
target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another Austrian of horrible.
All right. So I reloaded it myself. Actually, I like the rotating barrel on this one, which is actually quite cool. So for the mechanism on it. And you can actually lock the slide back here, so you can load without a charger. No problem. Without pinching your hands.
And to make 9mm Steyr, you're using 38 super cases, I see?
Yeah. 115 grain bullet, Fiocchi, and about 5.7 grain of RS20 from Swiss Reload, which is just a regular pistol powder.
They're semi-rimmed cases, so any difference in cases, as long as the case is too short, it'll function.
This one has a nice and easy trigger though, no question. But grip ergonomics for me is horrible. One-handed is way better, but the way I shoot, yeah. But trigger is not too bad at all.
Only two hits there, and then one in the frame.
Can we do a redo?
No.
So yeah. I mean, again, I don't remember last time I shot that pistol. So, but for you, probably you have to aim to the right a little bit. Okay. So you can tell clearly, I aimed right in the middle, and the trigger's actually fairly good. So it shoots way to the left. So you may aim about the 8 or 7 on the right.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
And let's give it a try and see, maybe you do better.
Okay. Yeah, that safety gets in the way of your thumb.
Yeah. You see, now it's the same problem with me. It's a little bit too far up, the safety. Can you pull it down further? Or is it all the way down?
It's all the way down.
All right, sorry about that.
Well, that went in the 10, and it's actually a very soft shooter.
Yeah.
Whatever I did then, do it again. Yes.
Failure to feed or
failure to eject.
Oh, okay.
Short cycle, short stroke. Is that 5?
No, 4.
4.
Be careful. Yeah, I just want to say you didn't have to.
Well, it went in.
All right. Part of your finger too. Yeah, I loaded them just enough so that it can cycle properly. So, because it's not a very strong action, so.
Yeah, they were a couple of them short stroked. Well, aside from one where I wanged it.
Where did you aim at now?
I was aiming about here.
Yeah.
Well, that one was wanged into the 6, and then 4 good shots. So I think that's inherently accurate, but the ergonomics on that are just a disaster. Absolute disaster. So now we're on to the FN 1910/22, the Stendo version of the 1910. More barrel, more grip, more magazine, otherwise the same. Ow, some proper sights.
Nice and easy trigger. That's actually not too bad to shoot. So, but the grip angle and stuff still not. It's so hard to believe they could not figure this one out. I mean, how it took them to develop this thing that they couldn't make that grip angle right?
The thing
Or
is
it that they shoot it one-handed like this?
I think they shot one-handed with bent elbow.
Like that.
But the thing is, because that's a Stendo 1910, a grip angle with a 2-finger grip is fine.
Actually here, with my small hands, I can grip nice and easy.
Yeah.
So even though the grip is too small as well. So it would be nice if it would be a little bit bigger. However, I mean, it points and shoots really nice. Better than the short one, of course. So it's not too bad. I shouldn't say that before we see the target.
Well, that's pretty good.
Actually, not too bad.
Yeah, we knocked a patch off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better than I've ever shot.
Yeah, actually, that's really, again, with a little bit of practice. I mean, the sights are still horrible, obviously. It's way too small.
They're of their era. You wouldn't expect anything bigger on a gun of that era.
But in this case, it's actually in my favor because, as I said, I'm too close or closer to my face with the pistol than a normal shooter, which is further up front.
Yeah.
And this way, these sights are horrible. However, because I'm holding the pistol way closer to my eyes, I have enough light in the sights. So for me, it's not too bad. But I'm pretty sure for you, with a stretched, straight elbow, you know, you just don't have enough light in the back, in the rear sight. So that's what the problem is.
We shall see in a minute.
Yeah. All right.
So this one, for info, is post-World War II Hamburg police. They were a very popular police pistol in post-war Europe. I mean, my view is that the bits I like on this don't work as well with the bigger frame, and the bits I don't like about this are still present on this. I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, that's normally how I shoot this. That's pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It didn't look that bad over the sights, but nah, it is what it is.
Well, one of these strange things is, I mean, normally people are right-handed, so you hold your magazine with your left hand, your cartridge in your right hand, and then normally you would be able just to push it in here, but the pull button is on the wrong side. To pull it down, you have to cross over. On the Parabellum, as an example, the button is on this side. You can pull easy and fill the magazine. So I have no clue why they did it on the left side. So it's kind of weird to load it in a different way. So the ergonomics on that one, I don't know. So it's a very heavy pistol, but has a very short travel and actually a fairly decent trigger. And the sights, as you can see, the front side is nice, wide and flat. So this is a shooter's gun. Same thing as the Finnish Mauser Nagant, where I have wide front sides like a K31, and that's just a shooter's gun. But very heavy, but pleasant to shoot, and actually a fairly good trigger. So looks similar to a Parabellum, but the weight is way more on the L35. But a really nice pistol. I like this one. That's why I took it out today, even though it doesn't fit in with the older guns. I really wanted to shoot this gun once again because it's really nice. Even though the group doesn't match the praise,
it's fine.
right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's a double shot on top.
And if that had been censored, that would have been a good group.
So I aimed in the middle, but I would also assume here that this is built to shoot further distance as well. So that means probably sighted in at 50 meters. I would imagine that.
Well, I'll aim a bit lower.
Exactly like on the Swiss pistols, like the P210 and stuff, so aim just a little bit low. I would say about the 9, you should be okay, just below the 9.
Okay, this is just, you're right, totally.
It's stupid.
Totally bizarre.
Yeah.
Someone sitting behind a desk thought that this was a good urban ergonomic decision.
Yeah, maybe a left-handed engineer. Or whoever had to say in it.
Well, right. Oh god, that's a chunky boy. Good lord. And the grip is clearly angled and conformed for that.
Yeah.
I can't do that, my shoulders hurt right now.
And I mean, it's
Stretch it out.
horrible shooting that way. I mean, it just doesn't feel right.
Lovely sights, lovely trigger. It does look like you're looking over an artillery piece. Like, no recoil because of the weight.
Exactly. I just want to say that. I mean, the recoil is so mild because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's built on purpose that heavy. So it's not that they wanted to make a light pistol.
No.
And look at that. I mean, come on now.
I did manage to load 6, I think. Right, I was aiming there, so it's going about that much over my point of aim.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's blown a. That's blown
a
patch through. All
yeah.
right. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But the group there is pretty nice, though.
Yeah, I mean, can't fault its accuracy, can't fault the sight picture. But then, as a combat gun, it's the same year as the Browning High Power.
Yeah.
Which is almost modern.
So I mean,
you could argue that the Browning High Power was the first properly modern handgun. I mean, all the 1911 fans would go, no, the 1911 was, but
yeah. Big question: why no 1911? I do have one. I didn't take it along. We just made that a European thing. But now you mentioned 1911, and I mean, at the point, let's go through here. When this was introduced, you had a 1911. How can you use this and not a 1911? I mean, national pride, whatever.
Patent protection.
Yeah. So, no question about, you know, I would take a 1911 over something like this. Well, and the other stuff is older, of course, but they had something in mind when they engineered this pistol. And it's really nice. It's a better shooter than a 1911. Definitely. So magazine capacity is the same. For me, this is such a nice shooter. And then you had a Parabellum. Well, you can question that, 1911 or Parabellum. So for me, it's just, as let's say, sport shooter, a precision shooter, the Parabellum obviously is better than a 1911. All other things aside, obviously. But this one here, out of this bunch, obviously it's the latest model. And it's the nicest shooter, the best sights. Trigger's pretty good. So here you can see within 30 years what kind of difference it makes. So, but maybe one time we compare all this stuff to a 1911 and go from there. So I don't know what your opinion is, but I mean, there's no question this is the nicest shooter out of the bunch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
but by the time it comes out, you've got the high power.
Yeah, of course, and you have a P210.
No, that's a lot later.
It's 49, right?
49. That's 1935.
Oh yeah, sorry about it. Yeah, it was before the war. Yeah, obviously. So, but still, I don't know. High power. To be honest, I shot a high power once, so I don't have it in my memory the difference. But and then there's a lot of other considerations. Obviously, the weight to carry this around and so on. I mean, that's a difference where you have the high power obviously has the advantage. So
and 13 rounds.
Yeah, that's the other one. I mean, we're just having fun and just compare it this way. So all the other considerations you have to take in. I mean, yeah. But for me, today, that's the nicest one. Probably the easiest one too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Even though I shot better groups with other pistols, but yeah. So, and the sights is just such a huge improvement.
Yeah, see if I can show you these. They're just, where are we? I mean, like an M39 Mosin, really. Where are they? There they are. So, Budi, thanks so much for the suggestion and for bringing your part of the collection there. That was a lot of fun. I hope people are actually still watching, because just two middle-aged idiots mucking around with pistols on a 25-meter precision range. But I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much. It's interesting to compare side by side, because it's something we don't often do. Like, you'll take one firearm out and you won't actually do a side-by-side comparison.
And here, really, just to mention about, because we brought that 911 stuff in, you know, there's a lot of opinions out there. So just to say that we just took these pistols out to have fun and shoot. There was not really a comparison which one is better, and I mean, obviously you can do that, but it doesn't matter if you have fun at the range, if the sights are okay or not. It's just, you know, have fun, shoot some pistols, take them out of the safe once or twice a year, and shoot some rounds through. And what I always realize, if you shoot difficult guns to shoot with horrible triggers, horrible sights, when we go back to the sport shooting, the precision shooting with 210 or Parabellum, it goes so much easier.
Yeah.
The first few shots go away like butter. When you think back what you had to deal with here, maybe the Parabellum has a nice trigger, and actually your FN, what is it, a 10?
10/22.
Yeah, so it's not too bad, but compared to others we had here, then when you take a P210 in your hands, it's just, then you realize actually what kind of pistol the SIG P210 is.
Yeah, we kind of get verwöhnt in German, what's that, spoiled by modern pistols to a degree, and it's nice to go back and revisit the old ones. So,
and obviously here we have the big advantage, we can still buy these P210 for actually a fairly decent price.
So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all our patrons for their support, and if you haven't become a patron yet, please consider doing so. It really helps keep the channel ticking along. And thanks again, Budi, and
thank you very much.
See you again sometime. Bye.